The Critshow contains elements of horror, fantasy violence, and adult language. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Me.
Feels so weird to not have anything in front of me.
Yeah, you're running nude. I couldn't think of it. I was trying to think of a different way to phrase that.
Digital?
He's all digital today because he forgot his character sheet at home.
And I hate it.
I'm sorry. I mean, how's that though? He's got both hands splayed out in front of him on the felt tabletop, and that seems like it might be nice.
High as fuck.
It feels really nice.
Yeah.
I never really touched the felt tabletop.
It seems like you're afraid that you're gonna float away
Without my character sheet.
Again. High as hell. What's in that code red?
I remembered my LSD. I forgot my character sheet.
Well, you're a pro gamer here. You should know your character sheet like the back of your hands that you're looking at right now.
Yeah, you jag.
I took it home because there were changes to
He
it.
was trying to be a good student.
I know.
He took his homework home.
Does anybody else feel like they actually know the back of their hands very well?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm going to set up a background and take pictures of 20 people's hands, and we'll see if you can pick out the back of your own hand.
That was a task on Taskmaster at some point, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes. But it was, I think there were
Like
500.
hundreds, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know mine. I mean, now that I'm looking at it, it's like an old friend.
I think I would only know mine because of... That's funny because I look at the front of mine and it's like an old girlfriend.
Oh, no. Oh, this got so blue.
I see.
I would know mine because of my chewed nails, I think.
I would know one of mine because of a scar.
Yeah, I would know my left because there would either be writing in the spot where my little notepad spot on the back of my hand where I scribble things down, or there would be the ink rubbed away from after washing my hand that it would indicate I have written something recently.
I just know my body.
Well, good for you, Megan.
Not all of us are so fortunate.
Yeah, Captain inspects yourself all the time over here.
Damn right.
We accidentally did an intro.
We did.
This isn't normally how this works. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Crit Show.
It is, I'm telling you, the most common feedback I've been getting is we missed the intro.
We are playing the Clockwinders. My name is Jake.
My name is Jake, and I don't know the back of my hands.
I don't know the back of my hands.
Yep, this is your first episode. What are you doing?
Last time, our heroes learned that Sevna was posted up at the fort that they needed to head to next, devised their method of travel, which was riding on the raft of a bridge troll named Mac Jackrel, a beautiful creation of their own minds. They sent Keen with the train to meet them at the other end, but they headed down to the town of Edge River, which they found to be a surprisingly large and kind of polished establishment in the Ghost Wood. They convened with one of Tass's old allies, Gideon the Pickpocket.
Einons?
Yeah, they're the same.
No Tass exists in this world now.
One of Einon's old allies, Tass the Pickpocket.
Don't look at me. I've had nothing to do with any of this exchange. You don't need my confirmation here.
Because they found that everybody seemed to be withholding the truth from them about the fort and about Sevna, which Gideon seemed inclined to try to do as well. But once cornered, has sort of admitted that, yes, he's familiar with Sevna, and they are all in danger of her wrath if they don't keep their mouths shut about it.
Yeah, it was like, shut up if you don't want to become a wraith.
Yes, that is exactly where we left off, and that is exactly where we will pick up. Yes, Gideon has expressed, keep your voices down, please, because you're going to get wraithed if you're overheard talking about Sevna.
Wait, so she did that?
She did what?
We encountered a wraith in a bog after we met a nymph.
He shakes his head. I don't know anything about that, all right? I mean, I know that she can make them and has them. I don't know about elsewhere.
What do you mean has them?
Has them?
Yeah, like they're out there in the Ghostwood doing her bidding.
But wraiths and ghosts aren't the same thing. Shouldn't it be called Wraithwoods? Or are there also ghosts out there? We've got to be prepared.
I think this is a situation where all wraiths are ghosts, but not all ghosts are wraiths, so it still applies.
Gideon's kind of weighing that in his head. I don't know, man. That might be true. I would believe you if you said that with a little more panache, yeah.
Maxine, this seems up your alley. Do you know how long they've referred to this place as the Ghostwood?
How much would I know about this? I mean, I know that the Ghostwood is labeled as such on the map that we have, so I imagine it's been around for quite a while.
Yeah, why don't you roll to overcome with lore? This is like history book stuff. I don't think this is especially difficult, so let's call it just a 1, actually, I think.
1.
Wow.
I rolled a -4.
Wow. I mean, that's a tie. Do you care to boost it?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to just boost it, like spend your fate point to boost it by 2, or do you want to spend a fate point and re-roll? Because you literally can't do worse.
I'm gonna re-roll.
Okay. What are you invoking?
Oh, actually, one of my stunts is called Studied at the Dawn Palace, +2 lore to overcome when utilizing knowledge of the Clockwinders.
Okay, I would accept that. So that'll get you to a 3 instead. So that is a success. You get what you want. So you know that it's been called the Ghostwood for as long as you have a record of. Before the Fey invasions, like before anything, it's been called the Ghostwood forever. Legends abound that it is haunted, that there are just ghosts there. What is objectively true is it's a spooky place. Like it's a quiet, eerie, foggy, expansive, untraveled place. People who go there sometimes don't come back, or sometimes come back with scary stories, but, you know, whether that's truly ghosts or just people getting lost in a massive forest or getting spooked is not empirically proven. But it doesn't seem like it got its name from the wraiths. In fact, I don't think you have anything suggesting to you that wraiths are a component of the Ghostwood besides what Gideon is telling you and what you already experienced in the swamps.
Well, according to my readings, the wraiths would be a relatively new addition to the Ghostwoods. It's a spooky place, and a lot of people have a lot of stories, but it seems to me like that's mostly all it is stories.
That's fascinating. I couldn't help but wonder if Sevna sort of coined this and it was a relatively new term, but if not, then I wonder if there's something about using its reputation and using her magic in a way that would make guards or servants that match the theme, so it would go less noticed isn't the right term, but less of a surprise if they were seen.
I mean, it's already a place that people are very apprehensive about. People would expect to get lost or see ghosts if they go into the woods, so any sightings of actual wraiths would only do more to bolster it as a place people don't want to go.
I glance over at Gideon, especially if there's some sort of reputation for not acting in a manner that delights her and there being a repercussion for it.
Gideon, do you know anyone who's been turned into a wraith?
He shakes his head. No, I mean, it's a threat that's always looming, and like people have he air quotes vanished from town, but I don't know whether they got snatched or whether they went missing or whether they just moved out because they didn't want to live on her thumb. I never seen one of them either, but I believe they're out there. You could feel them, you know, like just when you go out into the woods. Not that I am inclined to do that very often, but there's just something hanging in the air. This guy Paul. I hate him so much. I hate going in the woods. Paul's there.
He's just floating in the air.
He's like, hey, Gideon, how's it going? I'm like, God, I hate you, Paul. You freak me out so bad.
Paul, get down here.
Your arms are longer than your legs, Paul. I hate it.
Paul sounds like the person we might want to have lead us through the woods. It seems like he knows it really well.
I guarantee you, if you just step into those woods, even like 6 inches, Paul's just gonna fucking be there. He wants somebody. Nobody wants him in town.
Him and his dragon knuckles.
You got to be careful joking around like this, Jake, because last time you did this, we got Mac Jackerel.
Well, we'll see if there's cause for Paul to be extant.
If not, I'm writing Paul into a Monster of the Week mystery. Like he is a cryptid.
Well, all right. So that answers the sort of reception that we got, spouting off about the witch. Everyone seems to understand this situation to a degree. Yes?
Yeah, I mean, everybody in town knows. Keep your mouth shut.
Gideon, you still haven't answered my question. What has Sevna been having you acquire for her?
He has a reaction of like, dang it, like he thought he got away with it. It's not very often, okay, first of all. I mean, it's been less than a handful of times that she's come to me. Most of the time, it's been like old clockwinder tech.
Clockwinder tech?
Yeah, I mean, not even like whole stuff, just, you know.
What is it? Where did you find it? What kind of tech? And what makes you think that you have any right to put your hands on that kind of stuff? You don't even know what it does. You haven't had the proper training or information about what you're doing? How dare you?
He's kind of like looking over towards Einon, like, the fuck is this about? You must not have made very clear to them exactly the type of person I am. It's not really a matter of what I'm entitled to do or allowed to do. In fact, it's quite the opposite much of the time. I mean, that stuff's all over the place. You know, people scavenge things from all over the world. Now, well, I was going to say now that you're non-operational, but I guess you're back in operation now. But
You bet your ass we're back in operation. Well, what is it? What did you get for her?
like gears and levers and shit. I don't know, just like components. I don't know what she wanted them for. I got some of them out in Arcadia. There's plenty of black market goods out there.
I wonder if she's trying to modify this particular core, since this is clearly, well, one of her bases of operations. Maybe instead of fixing it, trying to crack open the, what should we call them? The cracks between worlds, make the ether come through more. Something like that. I don't know.
We got to get out there.
Yes, we truly are on a fairly urgent time crunch here.
When you delivered stuff to her, did she come here or did you like meet her someplace?
I mean, when it came time to like deliver the goods, she'd tell me a point in the forest to meet her at. It wasn't the same any 2 times in a row, though. And she'd give me like landmark directions. I think she was trying to get me a little bit turned around. I got the impression that maybe it didn't so much matter where exactly I ended up, so much as I followed directions and got a little bit scrambled, and then she was going to find me.
Forced you to have to deal with Paul for longer.
He's just walking on his hands behind me the whole time.
God.
Awful.
Could I take a couple of minutes to talk with him and like look at a map and talk about like if he took different routes every time and got landmarks and stuff, do I think it would be possible to chart some of these landmarks onto our map? Like he strikes me as someone who would remember this stuff, but I don't know if it's relevant.
So is the main question here, would it matter? Are you also trying to determine, like, does that information matter, like, as you try to acquire it?
The does it matter, I think, was more so an out-of-character thing.
Okay.
If it seems like it would behoove us to know landmarks in the forest, which it seems like it would.
So I think if you're trying to, like, kind of create or reveal a new truth about this place based on what you can get out of him, that sounds like it's creating an advantage. I'd be inclined to say this is with contacts, since you are getting this information out of him, out of somebody you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be super difficult, though. Let's call it a 2. Fair difficulty to get an idea of where he traveled and what you'd be looking for.
Okay. I have a nothing in contacts.
Real good.
2.
Okay.
Hey.
Do you want to invoke anything to bump it up to a full success, or do you want to stick with the tie?
Boy, I don't really have anything. I think I'm going to keep the tie. I don't really have anything that I could justify invoking.
Okay. All right, so let's call this aspect, like, calibrated. Like, you know where these things are in the forest, and you would know what you were looking at and relatively where you were if you were at one of them. And on a tie, you get a boost. So you don't get any free invokes off this aspect. You've got something more fleeting and temporary.
Okay.
So yeah, he helps you pinpoint like 3 points on the map. There doesn't seem to be any particular pattern to them. They do seem truly random, as he said. And they're not like exceedingly notable landmarks. She said, go to the gnarled tree night side and then, turn left and go to the craggy rock. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, it's descriptors of things that just are within the forest. So it's not like...
And like some of it could be subjective, like, well, that's a pretty craggy rock.
Exactly. And I think that, as he's talking this through with you, like, you are able to mark these points on the map, but like, it's occurring to you that like, that this doesn't necessarily mean a lot. Like, for her, it might just be that she had eyes on him.
Yeah.
And, she just wanted him to wander into the woods for a while before she found him.
All right, well, it's not a lot to go off of. I would love to, like, come up with a better plan, but if we want any chance of beating Doris to Sevna, we probably, like, need to go now.
Gideon goes, who's Doris?
Her, like, apprentice?
One of them, at least.
Yeah, like, the apprentice might have an apprentice, or Sevna might have 2 apprentices.
Apprentices.
It also occurs to me in this moment that Doris may not be her name. If she has operated around here in any capacity whatsoever, then it's very likely the new place she was going in order to pull one over on that town, she may have taken a nom de plume.
That makes sense. Have you ever seen Sevna with anyone else?
What, her sister Einon? Yeah.
Oh, man. Boo.
I liked it.
Gideon says, not like, I ain't seen anybody like right by her side or anything. I've seen like other figures, in the fog nearby. I don't know whether they were the wraiths or like whether they were her right-hand folks or what. All I could describe to you is sort of like maybe a hooded silhouette of some kind.
Which also reasserts my concern that we have no idea how many other apprentices she might have.
That's true, but I mean, listen, that number's not going to change the longer we stand here.
Nope, you're absolutely right.
And I'm just slowly scooting towards the door.
Gideon's like, yeah, please.
Get out.
Fuck off. Get out of here.
Is there any advice that you can share with us as to what would be the most logical way to try and approach the fort?
I don't even know where the fort is. I couldn't begin to tell you. I mean, it's somewhere out there in the woods, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Just I never laid eyes on it or anything. I don't know much about the fort itself. I know that the movement core is supposed to be like at the center. From what I know, like that was kind of the focal point. It was like in the courtyard or not an arena, but like a central location where it could be viewed and displayed. So she's probably near there.
Well, let's get moving. At least from one angle, I will recognize the general area that one of the battles took place immediately outside the gates. Hopefully something might stand out through mist and wraith and time.
All right, let's get going.
It was a pleasure, Gideon, and I give him another big hug.
Oh, yeah, really excellent. One of our best, for sure.
I truly hope that you don't get turned into a wraith for betraying her.
I think that if you all just keep that to yourselves, I've got a pretty good chance of being okay.
Probably, but we could get captured and tortured. Who knows what might happen. I'll see you next time.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Clap him on the shoulder and leave, chuckling.
All right, so you guys head out of Gideon's house. You are just in the midst of the downtown area of Edge River. Again, it seems like people around here are being pretty friendly, pretty chatty. This was an area of town where it doesn't seem that your reputation had yet followed you from your first encounter. So what is the plan? Is there anything else to be done in town?
I don't think so. I think I am looking towards the woods and trying to find the fastest way to get in the general direction that I know we need to go.
Okay. So as a reminder, Edge River, fairly large, on the opposite side of the river from the direction you know that the fort is, and it didn't seem like there were bridges. Mac Jackrell had expressed that he couldn't find another bridge to post under. So it seems like you might need some help crossing the river to head in the direction of the fort.
I'll just stop like the first person that we're walking past that gives us a friendly nod. Say, I say, excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you know the fastest way to get across the river? Is there like a ferryman or
Or like a zip line or...
Oh, a zip line would be most excellent.
Oh, you heard of the Zipline? Yeah, no, that'll do it. That's going to be your fastest for sure.
That is lovely. Where might we find that? That's run by Zach Crackerel.
You're just gonna want to head over to Rad Dave's Zipline Tours.
Tours! It goes across the river.
We look up and they're crisscrossing all over for views of the town. Didn't even notice.
There are no vehicles in this town.
It's just all zip
It's
lines.
all zip lines.
They don't come back from the other side of the river. There
Yeah.
are none on that angle.
They don't expect anyone to come out of the forest.
Yeah. You can't miss it. It's the only neon green hut on the edge of the river.
Marvelous, thank you. I duck as a Domino's delivery guy zips over us from one building to the other.
And that's just dominoes like the game.
Yeah.
Somebody needs this game stat.
They deliver.
All right, so you head down to Rad Dave's. You get back to the river's edge and you see that sure enough, you kind of look back and forth down the river and there is indeed only one neon green hut. So you head over there. This guy is he's got a blonde mullet and he's wearing gunner shades and he's standing. It's like a tiki, like he's got like a counter, just like one waist height counter in the side of this hut that he's like, "What's up, dudes? Welcome to Rad Dave Zipline Tours. What can I do for you?"
It is a pleasure to meet you. Are you Rad Dave yourself?
The very same, bro.
Marvelous, and I'll shake his hand.
What's your name?
My name is Einon Kerning, and I would love to get across the river with one of your rad zip lines for 4, please. Well, 3 plus a... I say, what do you call these exactly, Kade?
Smee.
Oh.
Friends.
Friends.
He looks at Smee and he like lifts up his gunner shades like, "Whoa! That's pretty big, man. I'm gonna need to rig something special up for a harness for that thing. That might take a while, but yeah, absolutely. We can get you across the river. What are you doing? You going treasure hunting or something? What are you guys going out there for?"
Yes, in a manner of speaking, we are doing a little treasure hunting.
If you consider repairing mechanisms that will keep the world in check treasure, then yeah, absolutely.
Righteous.
I consider the friendships we made along the way the treasure.
And also treasure.
I don't know what a lot of that means. I just like talking to you guys.
And we like talking with you. Unfortunately, we are in a bit of a hurry.
Oh, for sure. Let me see what's on the schedule today. See the earliest I can get you guys in. And he pulls out like a notepad that you can see has like a bunch of scheduling blocks on it. And he's kind of like perusing up and down it. You can see that it's empty. He's like, let's see. Actually, I got a slot opened up right away. Just give me like 10 minutes to rig up a double harness for your big round metal friend there.
Marvelous, thank you.
He walks out of the hut, the one door in the side of the hut that is right next to all of you. And around the back, you can see that there's just like a pile of musty harnesses that he starts.
He just kneels down and starts crying.
It's finally happening, Mom.
I feel so bad for him. I love him so much.
It's finally working out for us.
I knew it. I knew somebody would want a zip line.
This one's for you, Dad.
Everyone always told me that this wouldn't be a sustainable business venture.
Kade leans around the corner, like back to the group. We gotta tip this guy big. I think he's having some issues.
Of course.
He spends a few minutes like
Collecting himself.
drying his tears with the harnesses that he is fastening together to support Smee. And then he comes back around the corner with just like 3 normal size harnesses over one shoulder and the double sized harness over the other. And he's like, "Right this way, bros." And walks you down to just a particularly large tree with a ladder up it. leads to a zipline platform on your side of the river.
Amazing.
He points at Smee. He's like, "Can this thing climb?"
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. 'Cause otherwise we could like hoist it up there, but I probably need help.
No, I think he's good.
All right. He starts climbing up the Actually, no, he makes all of you climb up. Safety first. He's got to be the last one up.
We put on our helmets.
Yeah. So he talks all of you through how to buckle into your harnesses, how to clip onto the line, general safety procedures.
Makes us sign the waiver.
Yeah, it takes like 25 minutes.
I'm just like,
You see Doris running ahead of you,
she
on
was
different zipline.
flipping you off over her shoulder.
The competitor zipline further down the river.
Just awesome eddies.
No! Foiled again! It's like a tourist beach where there's like a jet ski rental every 30 feet. There's just a bunch of these dudes.
they had jet skis. Son of a bitch.
Radical Dave, Awesome Eddie, Gnarly Andy. Like, they're all just a different colored hut.
Fuck.
But yeah, he gets you all clipped on, and you are ready to deploy ziplining across the river. Who's going first?
Roll to zipline.
I don't.
I'll go first. I'll be the one to make sure that this is viable, and I will pay him double.
Okay. Give me an overcome roll with athletics.
Okay.
You're trying to beat. I think he, because you paid him double. He gives you all the best equipment. So you're only trying to beat a 1 here.
Okay. By a lot. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you get a boost. You zip line down and across. Manage to utilize squeeze the handbrake as you approach the tree on the other side, so you don't smash into it like a Looney Tune. And you are able to disembark safely on the opposite side of the river.
I call over. It's very safe. Just remember to start braking.
All right, I don't think I need everybody to make a roll for that. We let Einon blaze the trail, and with his he cleared some of the cruft off of the rope, so you're able to move safely. Yeah, each of you deploys one by one, and you arrive safely on the opposite bank. And Radical Dave is just like waving excitedly from the other side, calling across the river like, "Have fun, bros! See you soon, maybe."
That was truly rad, Dave.
Hell yeah! Hope you survive.
Have you guys ever gone ziplining?
Yeah.
I know the answer for Tass, I assume.
I have.
Oh, yeah?
This might feed into why I have a bit of a fear of heights. Because out at my buddy Travis's property, where he has a lake and very tall trees, we built one. And it worked.
Technically.
It was terrifying. We literally used like the front of a bicycle with the tire off of it to hold on to, and the groove of that on the cable that we mounted. And it worked, but I sure hit the pond pretty hard from pretty high up.
Dumb.
I did one of those zip lines where it like keeps getting higher and higher as you go through the tour. And so then at one point it was like you're going out, and then all of a sudden it goes over a gorge. So the floor just becomes exponentially further. And I just remember having that thought of like looking at this thin piece of metal and like this singular spinning wheel. I'm like, this is such a bad idea. Why is this supporting me? I don't survive this fall.
I don't think I've ever been ziplining. That feels like I should have a definite answer to that.
It does.
Yeah.
I think if I have, it's been like real low stakes.
Yeah.
Like,
or like you hit something real hard.
I've always wanted to, though. I think that sounds real fun. Because, like, I've been skydiving, so I don't think I would be as scared. I don't know. But I get what you're saying about the, like, once you become aware of the situation, the reality of the situation, you're like, boy, I chose to do this. What is wrong with me?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done one of the big, like, that kind of zip line over it. Like, I've done like the treetop zip line and obstacle course type things.
Yeah.
And I've done like zip line over a quarry where you just let go partway through, so you drop into the water. I've never done one though where I was like, I'm a mile off the ground.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
It was quite a surprise too, because it was like, I think there were 8 total. And so the first one was, only 10, 15 feet up, and it was just to get you, and it just kept getting higher to get you used to it. And then the last 2, it was just you took off, and then like 100 feet away from the tree, all of a sudden, gorge.
It's that moment where I would simply pass away.
Did you guys see that video where somebody was on a zip line and they had a sloth?
No.
Yeah, the sloth was just on the zip line. And so they're going, and it's like a kid in front of their parent, like a little ways behind, so the parent's filming, and they like hit the sloth, and so the sloth's just like hanging onto the kid's like thing.
my
It's
God.
wild.
You know, it would actually help Rad Dave's like just business flourish.
You tell me.
Thoughts?
Ads.
What's up, Edged River? Are you tired of getting from place to place on your 2 feet? Would you rather soar above the streets and rivers? Come on down to Radical Dave's Zipline tours. We'll get you from A to B to C to frickin' Z, man, all over the place. We got these cords all around the city. You want to get over to the river and never come back again? That's your prerogative. I can help you do that.
I'm having such a good time.
Hell yeah, and you can too at Radical Dave's Zipline tours. Just look for the neon green hut. Later, bros.
And that's how we know that Dave is not doing well with his business, because we actually only hear the ad on the Zipline. Like, we've already purchased, but that's when it plays.
There's a loudspeaker on the destination tree that is playing that ad. It's, what do you mean never get back? Okay, so you are all safely on the opposite side of the river from town. The ghost wood sprawls out all around you in every direction. What is the plan?
Based on the map we have with locations pinpointed to any degree, do we have sort of a direction here that I should be aiming for us?
Yes, it's not going to be precise exactly, but I think this might be able to help. And I want to pull out the weird quartz orb thing that I found that was kind of a directional beacon. I don't imagine it's strong enough to work as an actual compass, but it might give us a vague direction.
All right, I will make you an offer here. If you just want to get that vague direction, I don't think that necessitates a roll. You could alternatively roll lore. It's going to be somewhat difficult, and I think you would know going in that the consequences could be substantial, but you could get a very precise direction.
Do I know that in character or out of character?
I think you would have that feeling in character. Like, you have opened yourself up to this object already. You kind of know how it feels. I think you can kind of feel like the tingling at the edges of your vision that, like, if you kind of gave into this thing more, you could get more out of it. But, like, that's a dangerous thing. Ether is dangerous.
Oh, I think I'm going to take the roll. Like, I know that it's got the potential to be dangerous, but I think that Maxine is very aware of how dangerous this situation is, and that Sevna has so much control over a movement core right now, and obviously has been planning something with it by getting all these components. And I think there's this idea of, like, I'm aware that it's dangerous, and so I can be ready for that.
Okay. Then why don't you roll to overcome with lore? And I think this is going to be fantastically difficult. I think you're trying to beat a 6.
Okay, that's a 4.
Ooh.
Can I aid her?
How so?
By powering the device.
Hmm.
My thought is that it's much harder for her to utilize it because she doesn't have an aspect utilizing magic. And so it would make it harder to do. So if I can turn it on for her.
I like the thought. I think we can do this as a teamwork. You have a greater than 1 in lore.
Yeah.
So do I.
Whose is the highest? Whose lore is the highest?
Mine.
Okay. Because, teamwork is usually the others adding their +1s to the highest. So, yeah, you can add the bonus to her roll, and I think depending on what you get, that might inform something about the supposition that Rev and or Kade is making about how you might be of use.
Okay.
So, yeah, add 1 for the assist from Kade. That'll get you a 5. Einon, do you have thoughts on how you would also contribute to this?
I don't think in a tactical sense that this stunt, does what the stunt does, but I do have Arcane Expert, where I get bonuses when I am creating advantages using lore when it is directly tied to magic and supernatural. So I could certainly pitch, like, as she's gearing up to use this and operate it in that way, just the suggestions I would give about how to think about it and, how to shift your mental defenses and those kinds of things to be able to endure that.
Okay. So you can take the additional +1 from Einon. That would get you to the 6, which is the tie.
And I'll spend a fate point to boost that up another 2. I think I'm going to invoke Perspicacious, like just being able to have an understanding of, like, how this works by giving into it a little bit and, like, having already this understanding from before of, like, what this thing does. This is just me kind of, like, seeing more clearly what it's doing.
Okay. So you reactivate this orb with Einon's guidance and with Kade's power. And so I think that you all learn some stuff. Maxine, as you activate this, you feel this ether energy flow through you, and you feel it open up a direct line, basically, to its counterpart. It's like you've called somebody on the telephone and they've answered. But knowing what you knew going into it, you're quick enough on the mute button that the other person doesn't hear anything off of you. So you know that you've got this open active line, and you are keeping a lid on it so that the person on the other end's not getting anything off you. But you can just feel that path, feel this direct connection from yours to the other, and you know precisely what line you would want to take through the Ghostwood to get to the fort, and how far away it is. And it is not close. This is hours and hours of journey deeper into the woods, but you know where to go.
Do I get the understanding of what types of messages are sent through this thing? Is it visual? Is it text? Is it audio?
It's telepathic, for lack of a better word. You feel that just if you thought a communication out while holding this thing, it would just kind of deliver down that channel to whoever's on the other end, and you would get information directly into your mind in return.
But do I think if I were to telepathically send the word help, would Sevna know that it was coming from me, or would she just know that somebody was using this and sent the word help?
You think she would know that it was coming from you.
Okay.
Kade, I think what you learn from this, from making contact with this and trying to power it, is it does not require your power. It is more of a power source in and of itself, like an ether quartz. This is its own battery, almost. And rather than firing it up, using it is allowing it to power you. Maxine is letting the ether come off of this and into her to open up that channel, rather than this thing needing the juice. But I think that you can literally feel that. You can literally feel that the flow of energy as you contact this isn't going the direction you expected it to go.
Oh, Maxine, be careful.
No, I've got it. I know where we need to go.
No, I mean, it's putting ether into you.
I know. I think I know that. I could kind of feel that connection open up, but it's okay. I was able to cut off communication so she won't know that it's us, and I know the path.
Oh, great.
And Einon, I think that having contributed your caution and your suggestions on use as this is activated, and you are keeping an eye on the scenario, you can tell that this seems to be working without a hitch. You were prepared for these are the kind of things that could go wrong, and this is what I'd recommend. And just in keeping an eye out for the side effects thereof, it seems like this is contained. This is going according to plan. This has not sent up a flare or a beacon or anything. You guys are okay, despite the use of this device.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I'm just kind of getting down and just looking into her eyes, almost, very doctoral, just, checking pupils and just everything else. And
what are you doing?
I'm just looking for that telltale gleam, and I've got nothing to say except, damn well done.
Unfortunately, I think if that connection were fully open, she would know it was me if I sent any messages. So I think that's out of the question, but I can tell it's that way, directly. And, well, it's going to be quite a walk.
And is this something that you're going to be able to maintain? I ask only to clarify as we go along. I feel it will be my job to keep us away from the wraiths. If we have to shift course a bit, will this course correct along with you in real time, or do you just happen to know in this moment that way directly?
In this moment, I think that understanding of direction comes from that path being open. It's kind of telepathic, you see. It just kind of opens up between the two, and I won't be able to feel that unless I open that channel again. So it's an option, but as of right now, that's all I can give you, just that direction.
That's all right. I can triangulate, I think.
I'll expand on that a little bit. You knew not only the direction, but the terminus. I think that if you pulled out the map, you could place a pin on the map where you need to be going. I think you also know, I think as you were suggesting, keeping this connection open as long as it's open, it will be pointing you the right direction, but it could also go wrong. So like, yeah, like you can open it and close it again, and you can know precisely where you need to go, but you won't know anything else about any changing circumstances if the connection's not active.
Right, so I'll get out the map and kind of determine the point of where I know this connection to end. Keep in mind, the only thing I can really say for sure is this exact point is where the other orb is. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's where the fort is or that's where Sevna is. It's just wherever this thing has been placed. So ideally, it'll lead us to the fort, or she may be keeping it in a different place, but it's all we have to work off of. So let's start here.
Mark it on the map and let's start moving.
As you all venture into the woods, you, the players, can know a couple of the aspects of the Ghostwood. One of the aspects is folks always get lost. The other one is full of ghosts.
It's really all on the tin.
Really, right there in the name. How are you proceeding? Like, as you start this journey, what is your general MO? By which I mean, like, is it stealth? Is it speed? Is it keeping a weathered eye? Like, what are each of you doing as you travel?
I think my focus should probably be kind of ghost control. Like, as we're making our way, I'm hunting. I'm sort of reverse hunting almost. Just like, I know that they're out there, they're looking for us, and I'm trying to avoid it. So if we start to feel that temperature drop, I shift our course a little bit. Any of those telltale things that we were doing with the original Wraith, it's just kind of back in play now, but instead of trying to catch up to it, now I'm just going, okay, we're close. Let's look at the map and shift a little bit.
Okay.
I think I'm just focusing on the map and making sure we're staying as direct on course as we can.
Yeah, and I can, because of my stunt, I can stealth for the group as long as we stick together.
Okay. Let's start there then. Kade, why don't you give me a stealth roll? And this is going to be contested.
Okay. 6.
Okay. You are directing the group on how to stay unnoticed as you make this journey. Einon, why don't you give me an overcome with notice? This one is not explicitly contested, but it's not simple. I think you're trying to beat a 3.
Okay. That's a 4.
Okay. As you all travel, again, this is hours and hours of journey. It is getting progressively darker as you head towards the fort because you are moving generally night side. Einon, I think you are picking up on indicators of what feels like ghosts to you. You aren't seeing manifestations or anything, but you are noticing like bizarre changes in the temperature, sudden washes of like dread or fear, but you know going in that you're keeping an eye out for things like that, and so you are able to kind of circumvent them, navigate people around those, and you do not encounter any ghosts. You also don't directly encounter any wraiths, but you do spot one. I think Einon is the one who sees it first, and the rest of you take notice as well, and you can all tell that it is not aware of you. Kade is keeping you all under the radar so well that this wraith does not seem to have picked up on your presence, but well off in the distance you can see this figure, and it is not like what you saw in the swamps. You remember that in the swamps it was like, a proto-version of a wraith. Like it had wraith-like characteristics, but it wasn't explicitly. This is a being. It is a solid, moving creature. It is large. It floats, which makes it seem even larger. It is lifted off of the ground. If it were touching the ground, you think it would be maybe 9 feet tall. As it is, its head is probably 11 or 12 feet off the ground. And it is this humanoid figure with a bulbous head, spindly, pointy fingers. It seems like it has a cloak trailing off of it, but the ends of the cloak and where you would expect feet to be just kind of dissipate into mist. You can tell that it is solid, but it does not seem to be flesh and bone. It seems to be like a construct of ether. Something that you could grab and could grab onto you, but that will not bleed and does not breathe in the way a conventional creature would. And it seems like it is functionally patrolling. Its movements do not seem random. You watch it for a little bit, and you see that it seems to be following a course where it has hoved into your view, and it seems as if it has maybe completed that round and turns and departs back the way it came, like it is walking its perimeter. At the point that you encounter this wraith, you are still about an hour's trek out from the fort, so you can tell that this is making a pretty wide perimeter. But for the moment now, it seems like it has shifted off of your path, and you are clear to advance.
Goodness, I was really hoping that the wraiths were just the story that was made up to scare people.
That thing was huge.
It was so tall.
And it flew.
Do you see its fingers?
Yeah, but it had no feet.
Yes, they are terrifying, and I can only assume as we get closer to the keep that there will be more of them, and not to put too fine a point on it, as our species has evolved, our greatest form in this situation for anti-predation is our ability to stop talking. I keep us going in that vein of like trying to see if there are more of these paths that these things are taking, if there are more of them as we go, and then otherwise deferring to Maxine's direction and Kade's keeping us quiet.
So, you all continue on your path towards the fort, and I think you all start to notice changes in the terrain as you get closer. The ground becomes a little bit more like bumpy and hilly. The tree cover thins out a little. And Einon, it's not exactly what you were seeing in your visions. Like, it's not exactly where you were, but I think you recognize the characteristics of the battlefield surrounding the fort. That time and nature have taken back over, but there are overgrown mechanisms, war machines, and things out here. There are trees that were felled by ballistas and heavy weaponry. By now, everything's just kind of covered in grass and moss and mud again, but it is uneven terrain for what lays buried underneath it. And through that thinned tree cover in the distance, you finally see it. The strange, monolithic blue stone walls of what remains of Fort Utrecht towering ahead. And I think that is where we will leave it off this time.
Ooh, blue stone.
Nice.
Pretty.
I know what mood it's in.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Insecure. Because it's ruins.
Yeah, because it's not secured. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you are interested in more information on the Fate system or the Clockwinders game and setting, you can check out the episode description to find that info. If you would like to see any more or hear any more or read any more, or give me another one. What else do we have?
Smell anymore.
I don't think we have anything smelly.
Feel anymore.
Feel anymore?
We got shirts.
We got shirts. Check out our Patreon. That is patreon.com/thecritshow. You can sensorily engage in many ways with our materials. That's awful. You can also get your name read at the end of an episode.
Sensually.
Just like Sarah C. Thank you, Sarah. And tune in next time for more Clockwinders adventures as we broach the walls of the gruesome fort. Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Crit Show is a Critshow Studios production, edited and produced by Brandon Wentz, with music by Jake Purley. You can find more information about us at thecritshowpodcast.com. To keep up to date with upcoming live shows, contests, and other special events, follow us at The Crit Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For even more weekly content, join us at patreon.com/thecritshow.